Our self-esteem depends on how we see our qualities. If we are rich, tall, and healthy, and think that these features are positive, our self-esteem will be high. If we are alone, poor, and sick, and think that these features are negative, our self-esteem will be low. People often think these values are fixed, but history shows they're not. Long ago, having fair skin was good because it meant a higher social status. Nowadays, being tan is seen as positive. This shows that what we value in ourselves can change. Values can shift when things are connected. If we link a bad quality with a good one, the bad one seems better. Marketing uses this idea with testimonials to make products look good. We want to do the same for our negative qualities that bring down our self-esteem. So we made some videos pointing out common negative qualities. For each one, there's a list of people who share it. Knowing that we are not alone may help to render them less negative and more tolerable. Enjoy watching and learning. Miles Dewey Davis III, 19-6-1991, was an American jazz trumpeter and composer, considered one of the most influential, innovative, and original musicians of the 20th century. Blessed with an unmistakable style and an incomparable range of expression, Davis has been a key figure in jazz and popular music of the 20th century in general for nearly 3 decades. But Davis' career may have turned out differently if he had followed his mother's preference of playing the violin instead of the trumpet. Miles's mother, Cleota, thought an interest or career in the violin would be more socially accepted in a segregated society. Miles's father, meanwhile, hoped his son would become a dentist, but he understood Miles's interest in music and bought him a trumpet. Albert Einstein, 1879-1955, was a naturalized Swiss and American-German physicist. Generally considered the most important physicist of the 20th century, known to the general public also for the formula of the mass energy equivalence, recognized as the most famous equation in the world, and for all his works, which also had a strong influence on the philosophy of science. Einstein's engagement and later marriage to Mileva Merrick did not have his parents' approval. His mother was Jewish and wanted a nice housewife for her son. Mileva was a common immigrant, neither German nor Jewish. Also, she was too intellectual, older than him, and not pretty for her standards. Frida Kahlo, 1907-1954, was a Mexican painter known for her many portraits, self-portraits, and works inspired by the nature and artifacts of Mexico. Inspired by the country's popular culture, she employed a naive folk art style to explore questions of identity, post-colonialism, gender, class, and race in Mexican society. In 1928, Frida Kahlo contacted Diego Rivera, a famous Mexican painter. She asked him to evaluate her work, and he encouraged her. The two soon started a romantic relationship. Despite her mother's objection, Frida and Diego Rivera got married in the next year. Andreas Nikolaus Lauda, 1949-2019, was an Austrian Formula One driver and aviation entrepreneur. He was a 3-time Fahrenheit 1 World Drivers' Champion, winning in 1975, 1977, and 1984. Lauda was seriously injured in a crash at the 1976 Nürburgring Grand Prix, during which his Ferrari 312 burst into flames, and he came close to death after inhaling hot toxic fumes. He suffered severe burns, but survived and resumed racing just 6 weeks later at the Italian Grand Prix. Niki Lauda was born in a family of wealthy industrialists. In the business of paper production, he was the grandson of businessman Hans Lauda. He could not display much potential at school, and though his parents wanted him to pursue a business career, he was determined to become a racing driver.